Okay, we should be live again. I'm leaving the East Road area. I did just hear a couple swans. I think they may have been trumpeters, but just saw them in the air. We're gonna move along and see if we can maybe get a closer look somewhere at other sandmeat, but we'll give it a try. I don't know what's going on in terms of my equipment today. It seems like the signal's kind of poor in some places. By the way, there were 3 eagles in the air at one point, but at least I believe so. Definitely 2. And it looked like there was a 3rd. Just drove by the field where we watched the cranes closely last week. Hold on, I see looks like a bird of prey in the air now. It might be a crow. You it's been recording the whole time? Well, that doesn't look like a crow. It looks like a bird of prey, but it's too distant for us to ID it from here. And now up ahead, let's get out of the way of this vehicle. Up ahead, the cornfields. Have they been harvested? Maybe on the left side of the road they have, but on the right side of the road it looks like they have not. What are you waiting for? We'll drive a little ways along here. You never know. Maybe we'll see something of interest. Not betting money on it, but you never know. I'm not going to be looking very much to my right where the cornfields are still, at full height. If anything, I'll be looking to my left where things have been harvested, and my guess is we have a better chance of actually seeing something. I'm just worried that I'm going to lose the signal again and something will happen. I don't think we're going to see anything, so who knows. Well, to our right, some of that corn has been harvested, so good. Maybe, you know what? They're working on it as we speak, or as I speak, as you type. here, just because I don't want to go much farther anyway. Let this pickup truck pass by. But anyway, they're harvesting right now. And not that that's going to mean birds come here right now, but maybe in the coming weeks, assuming we make it up here. Hold on a second. I think it's nothing that I'm looking at, but and it is. Okay. Anyway, they're harvesting right now. So, you know, this could be a draw for birds in the coming weeks, or maybe not until spring or late winter. Depends. Okay, let's continue to look around. We'll go to some other areas, but you know, it's 1:30 right now. While they may not seem late, I have to be mindful of the time. I have a feeling any time we spend at Sapsucker today will be brief. So I'm not going to go right to East Road just yet. I may not go there again today. Without reason. So East Road is here to our left, right now. And we're going to continue on just a little bit. Always is to give you a really good look at something, whatever it is. We're going to go straight ahead, even though the signals have been difficult today. Hopefully have some luck finding something. I see a couple swans to our right, just two. Look pretty big. I wonder if they're trumpeter. You know, last week when we saw the trumpeter and tundra swans together, you know, looking at the video later, you know, you realize just how big a difference there is between the two in terms of size. The trumpeter is far larger. And I guess the tundra swan is actually considered to be a small swan. I'll let this vehicle behind me pass. too much farther unless something really warrants it. We'll take a quick look. I do see some birds there. Just a quick look. I'm not sure, but I'm guessing they're trumpeter, but I don't know. Well, this is, you know, as I've said before, I can see some people who aren't familiar with things saying, oh, you must have had a great day today. It was sunny and nice. Well, I'll take a cloudy day over this anytime. We're going to move along. There's not much going on here. In case. I guess I'll turn around. I'm not seeing anything. Good thing I didn't wash my car yesterday. Even though I kind of needed it. It needs it even more today. Okay. I said I'll take a bright cloudy day over this bright sunshine anytime. Now, last week we drove this road while looking for the cranes, and we were seeing them flying around. We're not seeing any fly around right now, but my thought is, well, maybe if they at least consider some of the fields around here, maybe, if there's some around, maybe we'll get a look at them. That's the thought, anyway. I think what we're going to do is maybe, depending on time and how things work out here, before I shut down and pack up, I may take you part of the way back to Ithaca with me. Do that only because I did see some things on either Cayuga Lake or some of those, I don't know what they are, those bodies of water at the northern end that may or may not be part of the lake. I'm not sure. Maybe we'll try to get a look at them. sightings of the cranes last week to be very lucky. Just had some nice luck in seeing them. Today, our luck isn't quite as good. And we're going to skip Shoal, we're going to skip Mays Point. I'm not saying we can't see anything there, but we're going to skip those two areas. And who knows, there may be cranes there. I don't know. We've seen cranes at Mays Point before. We've seen cranes at Shocking Pool before. Maybe no luck today in seeing and finding and seeing other cranes that are closer, but at least we saw the ones at in the Knox Marcellus Marsh, and we saw, I believe that was the same group that was flying around. So let's start to make our way back and make a few quick stops, and then if we don't see anything, I'll shut down and then I'll head to Ithaca in a hurry on my own. Oh, that was a cat right near the road. Leave the birds alone. See something in the air. It's probably Canada geese, if I had to guess, but no, I can't see them. It's a distant flock. Okay, I can see them from here. They do look like Canada geese. Okay. And they very well might be headed towards the marsh themselves. I have to say, I really enjoyed coming up here in the winter last year, just by the way things worked out. As before, winter hadn't even really settled in many ways, and we were able to see, some things very nicely. You can see a whole bunch of pigeons. Oh, over Mays Point. And will we be able to come up here this year? I don't know. Matters on time and everything. Depends on time, I should say. make our way back towards Ithaca. But usually, I would shut down and just tell you that we're going to start up at a certain time, but we're going to drive a little ways, check out a few things as we go. Maybe we'll have some luck. Maybe we won't. A lot of starlings here by the road. Stay away from the road. And who knows, maybe we'll see something, maybe we won't. In terms of birds you might see in winter here, in a way I still think it's a little early. Today's the 16th of November, so I mean, some of the birds that I might hope to see in the winter may not be here yet. I'm thinking, I don't know if we'll see a snowy owl, for instance, but I'm also thinking about rough-legged hawk. Now we're approaching a stretch in the road where we have seen the rough-legged hawks, rough-legged hawks in the past. So, that's one of the reasons why I want to, keep the broadcast running. You never know, maybe we'll see one. Why is this person pulling over? Are they actually seeing something? Are they someone who's looking? I don't know. Well, back on the road. So I wonder if he's a bird watcher and he just wants to drive by slowly. It's possible. What have we seen here in the past? Well, in the past, here we're driving by the Goosehaven farm. We've seen cattle egrets. Now, I haven't seen one this year. I see some pheasants. And by the way, speaking of pheasants, when I went to look earlier for a snowy owl, I did see a pheasant. Not too far away, short ways away from where I really looked for the snowy owl. But now back to here. I'm not seeing anything of interest flying around or perched or anything. And like I said, it's maybe for that sort of thing, to see like a rough-legged hawk, maybe it's still a little early yet. I don't remember if we've ever seen one in November, but I know we've seen them in December here. So, and no guarantee we'll see one at all. Literally at the time of year. Now, if we take a left, if you don't know, if we take a left here, that heads towards the, the visitor center and wildlife drive. We're going to head straight. Before we stop, so I'm not going to bother with music or anything. walk to our right on a utility pole. Hi, baby. And to our left, I do see some white in the water. Don't know what it is. You know what? I'm going to pull over because I don't know if we'll have a view anywhere up ahead that I might drive to. Let's see if I can just at least take a look with binoculars, maybe figure out if I'm looking at gulls or if I'm looking at something else. I think they're swans. Sound like tundra swans. Okay, we're going to see if we can get a closer look at any of them. I'm not sure if viewing areas will allow us to, get a look, line of sight, but we're going to give it a try. I'm not sure what viewing areas there are, but I think there are some areas where we may be able to look at the water, but if I remember right, I don't think we'll have a view of that just because of the way the land works. Been here before a few times last year, as I recall. Don't know if there are any really close areas from which to see the birds. Yeah, there aren't any really. And the larger groupings are out of view right now. Well, we're here. Let's take a look at what we can see. See that yellow spot on the bill towards the closer to the eye? That means that's a tundra swan. The vocalizations also help. But you can't always see that yellow spot. I'm not sure if these are tundras, for instance. I think they are, but... And let's look back in a couple other areas. Canada geese there. the larger groupings of swans are back a ways where we can't see them. Okay. Trees in the way. This is tough, but okay. Let's we're going to continue on. I'm going to turn around, I think. Doesn't look like I'll have a better view from anywhere else around here. That was disappointing. I was hoping to see better. Hoping, but I really didn't expect it, to be honest with you. Alright, so let's head back and then we'll continue a little bit. Gulls in the air. Looks like we're heading towards the lake. It's 2 o'clock. We don't have much time. decided just to take a quick look around at the airport. What is it called? I think the Finger Lakes Regional Airport. Something like that. Anyway, that's where we're going. We've been there before. And my hope, it's doubtful, but my hope is just a quick double check, just in case there's a snowy owl around. That's my hope. Never know. And we'll also go to that other location where an owl was reported to have been seen. And I was there earlier and I did not see one, but maybe I looked in the wrong way, maybe I looked in the wrong place, I think I looked in the right place, but maybe my eyes play tricks on me. Now, there was no owl reported here, on the eBird report that came through, this morning here at the airport. And one was reported in that other location. Now, here at the airport, they have not yet harvested all the cornfields. Can't imagine it'll be long before they do, but they haven't yet. So, that does not just cut down on our visibility over certain areas, but I believe it makes these fields less appealing to an owl. The plane did just take off though, I just saw it. We're not going to be here long, unless we happen to see an owl. So, I was here earlier today. I didn't see anything, but I thought we might as well double check since we're in the area. You see, they've had some snow here, like the whole area has, and it's been plowed and everything. And some of these little, remnants of that snow that have been plowed to the side, they look like rounded little mounds. To the naked eye, they could be snowy owls. We didn't go into it, but there's a small spot where there is some paving on the ground. We're about to pass it in a moment, And from there last year, we were able to see 3 snowy owls all at once. And I drove into it today, but these cornfields are still, at least in some tracks, are still up. So can't see as much, but I don't see anything anyway. So we're going to continue on. I guess I'm more interested, really, or at least more realistic, about seeing one potentially at the other location. Just because one was reported. So I'm more hopeful for that one. And I was disappointed this morning when I didn't see one there. I had really hoped to see one. But my timing might have been off, or possibly the report was incorrect in the first place. I don't know. Or it just wasn't there. Timing may have been off. That's really what they were saying. I didn't look at every square inch of the whole area. Did visit these 2 locations last week also, before the tour started, just in case anyone showed up early. They may have shown up early, but I didn't see them. And along the lines of the sandhill cranes, you could ask, why are you bothering? You saw them last year. You saw them, what do you need to see them now for? I don't need to see them, but I'm always hoping for a better look. Some decent looks at snowy owls, but not quite what I want, for various reasons. The first time we ever saw one, a couple years ago, was first spotted as we were leaving Wildlife Drive, and we were able to have a close look, but the problem was there were branches partially in the way, and it was just couldn't get quite the look that I would hope for. And then last year we had actually, I think it was in the spring, so maybe it was technically this year, or late winter, I should say. Last winter, we did get a pretty decent look at one, but the problem was it fairly quickly took off from that location, so we didn't get a nice long look, and it was a little bit farther away than I would have liked. Something geese at first, but the wing beats might be a little too fast for that. Let me look with binoculars if I can. They're ducks of some sort. I'm not sure what kind. Okay. By the way, we're almost there, I believe, where I would like to look at where we saw a snowy owl last year. Or at least, I should say, last season. Last winter. Almost there. So I'm looking around as we drive, just in case. You know, looking around now is actually relatively easy because there's not that much snow on the ground. So hopefully, you know, you see a white spot where you wouldn't expect one, and it's, you know, maybe worth a second look. There is some snow here and there. It's not like the field is completely covered. I see a car ahead. It looks like is it stopped? Yeah, I think so. So I wonder if there's a snowy owl here. All right, let's take a look at the usual place. I don't see anybody. Let me show you what we're looking at here. We're looking, you may recall this very same thing from last year. But I don't see anybody there. Now, it could be, and we've seen this happen. You know, last year, driving just a few feet would bring an owl into view. A few more feet and it's out of view again. So, you know, there are various obstacles there that would block our view. But I see someone ahead. I wonder if they're seeing an owl or not, or if they're just looking like I did, because I parked maybe roughly about there this morning. Let's look again with this camera. See that white thing? Saw that this morning. Is that an owl? Looks a lot like one, but I'm not sure it is. Didn't budge the whole time I looked. So I don't know. Let's see if they think there's... No, hold on. Hello? Do you think there's an owl there?
I don't know. I just got my scope out.
I don't think so, but
I don't think so either, but there's a white thing underneath that do you see that too?
I looked at it this morning and it didn't seem to budge the whole time.
So it's been there all this time?
Yeah, you would think that it would at least move its head every once in a while.
Last year when it was here,
It'd be there all the time.
it was, during the day though like this, it would leave and go eat, and then it would come back and sit there.
Okay.
So I mean, there's nothing saying it won't come back.
I never saw it leave when I was here.
Oh, you did? And also there was some at the airport. Not now, but last year there was some.
I saw 3 last year at one time at the airport.
I never saw the ones at the airport. Everyone kept saying,
Go to the airport, go to the airport.
yeah, it was on this road or that road. I couldn't even find the road.
if you go to the, just so you know, this is for last year. If you go to the airport now and then you turn to get in there, just before you get to the airport, like in the cornfield, there's like a little area that's paved. That's where I could see last year 3 of them at once.
Okay.
So that's a good spot. And then maybe also go into the airport itself and look around there.
We did go into the airport, but I couldn't find the little road that everybody was talking about. But I did see that. I wonder if they're talking about that.
Oh, well, I had a hard time finding them last year also, but that one time I found 3 and I was thrilled to no end. You have no idea.
I got pictures of this one, but it's so far away that it's hard to get really good.
And the sun's not helping either.
Yeah, I don't know if they would let you go in your field or not.
You know what? It's probably not a good idea. You'd probably frighten the owl before you do anything. Okay.
If I could just get like a teeny bit closer, I probably could focus on it really good.
You need a cloudy day, first of all. But, oh well. Okay.
I just drove all the way up from Trumansburg just to see if it was here today.
Someone reported one here on eBird. And I wonder if they're seeing the same thing that you're seeing now, and that's that. I'm wondering if that's what they saw. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, me either.
Okay. Good luck to you. Bye-bye. We'll turn around and we'll take a quick look with the scope, but I don't think there's an owl here. At least not in the normal spot. Now, in my experience here last year, I never once saw it leave. I'm not saying it didn't leave, I'm sure it did. And in fact, someone told me it was like in her, like right near her yard. She had a good look at it in the tree. But, yeah, I don't see anything. We'll take a look with the scope as soon as I line up a little better. I don't think there's one there, and I wonder if someone reported something incorrectly. I'll back up a little bit, I think. This feels like a waste of time, and in many ways it is, but... All right, let's look as best we can. I don't think there's an owl there, but let's take a look with the scope and see if we're wrong. I think we're right, unfortunately. See, that's not an owl. That's just some white thing with some gray on it. Same thing I saw last week, and I wonder if that's what someone saw yesterday. It's still a little early, although, not outside of the realm of possibilities. Okay, everybody, I think it's time for me to close up here, and I'm going to head back to Ithaca. Let's say roughly 3:45, 3:50, 3:50. Okay, somewhere around there. I hope that we'll be able to restart. But at the moment, we're not seeing any owls, so I think it's time we gotta move on. Okay? I'll see you soon, everybody. Bye-bye.